Hi everyone, this is Jack with BattleScale Collectica. I know it's been a while since I've given any kind of video updates. I apologize for that. It's just been busy with life, work, and building my new shop over the last 8-10 months. And actually, this is the first video I'm actually able to shoot inside the new shop. So let's get to it. So some of you have been bothering me about my Blue Thunder build. Yes, this is a 1/12 scale Blue Thunder helicopter based off a digital STL file kit you can purchase online for $10, and I've got it down in the link. I've printed this at 300%. It's going to be much larger than what the model was designed for, but as you can see, it scales up very well. The quality of the files, I'm really impressed with this kit. Just give you an idea of how big this thing is going to be. Now this is a mixture of some test parts that I've printed and some actually finalized parts. So first of all, I recommend this kit. Second of all, I recommend mixing this up. I printed the really highly detailed parts in resin, like the framing on the windows, the doors. These actually swing up. I've just got it taped together to hold it because this is very fragile, and you would not be able to print this in plastic. This would have to be printed in resin. But it is, it is an awesome kit. So now this, the plastic, the main fuselage I printed in plastic because I wanted it to be able to hold itself and its weight. Printing this in resin would make this much heavier. As you can see, there's some rough spots. I've been doing some putting and stuff like that, but a lot of this is going to be hidden with bottom plates and then the landing legs and stuff like that. So I felt like I could get away with it. So the little rough spots I have, I'll be able to sand and putty and paint that. This I'm going to cut out, put a metal grate in here and put a speaker behind it, and I'll be able to have some electronic sound effects and music from the soundtrack. I'm also building a 1/12 scale figure of Murphy, Roy Schreider. So I don't have him with me at the moment. As you can see, this turbine, I printed this in plastic. It turned out really well. These side, I don't know what they're technically called, but these little arms really turned out well. That's done in plastic. The tail fins on the back I did in resin. I just wanted them to be perfectly smooth because I'll be riveting on them. The side cameras I printed in plastic. Again, this is 300%. I'll be putting a light here, running some electronics to it. In the front, it's going to have the Gatling gun. This is printed in plastic. The gun itself, I printed in resin. In the dashboard, I printed this in plastic. It would be a little bit cleaner if I did it in resin. I'm thinking I'm going to drill in here and put a light, cut some of this out, put some decals and paint some stuff and make this maybe light up. But it looks pretty good sitting in there. Then the controls are too small. I'm not getting them out. The rear fenstrum. This was all done in resin. Because again, I wanted it to be really, really smooth and perfect. This is like 3 parts here. The nose part. This was done in plastic. It turned out fine. Now the fin, now this is a plastic piece and it would be usable in plastic. It's a little bit layer lines you can see. You could sand and smooth that out, but I'm going to be putting rivets. So I wanted resin, which makes it a lot heavier, but it's a lot smoother to work with. So I'm not actually using this part. Same with the tail booms. These are done in plastic. Really cheap to print them in plastic as opposed to resin. These are very long. But I don't know if you can see the banding on this camera, but it had some banding. It's difficult to print oval and round. It would be usable. It would be usable. You just have to do some sanding, a little putty work. But again, because I'm doing rivets all over this, I needed it to be perfectly smooth. So I ended up printing that in resin. Now, the reason I'm not showing you those 2 final parts is because I'm in the middle of putting rivets on them, and it's very time consuming, and you have to do it one at a time because of the scale. No one makes a strip of rivets that you can just put on here and apply. You actually have to put them on one at a time. And that's a backbreaker, as you can imagine. But I'm really happy with what I've got so far. I think it's gonna look awesome when it's done, when I finally get to it and make it done. I've also decided I'm gonna paint this in acrylics. I've been doing a lot with lacquers and enamels lately, but for this, I decided that I really want to go back to acrylics. I'll be using AK acrylics for this. And I'll be doing a custom blend of the paint because the old, I think it was the Model Masters blue, obviously is discontinued, that everybody tended to use on the Blue Thunder kit back in the day when it came out. So I'm going to be mixing up a custom blue shade and then putting that two-tone kind of black rubbery underneath it, if you look at the photos. So you can tell a difference in resin parts that are printed and plastic parts. It is more crisp in resin, but I think it's a good compromise. I get the figure in there and get some sound effects and get some lights in here. I've got the spotlights printed, and then they have clear resin caps. So I'm gonna be able to put LEDs in the spotlight, so they'll light up. And again, if I was really thinking, I would have split this. This comes one piece in the file. In hindsight, if I was gonna do this over, because I've already printed this 3 times to get it perfect, I'm not gonna do it again. But I would split this in 2, pull the halves apart, and then channel wires and put some lights here and here, some flashing lights. So if I was gonna do that again, I definitely would in Splicer cut this apart, print this as 2 separate pieces, channel out for wiring, and then put them back together. So that's one thing I would have changed. The tail fins, I printed these in resin because I wanted them perfectly smooth, because again, these are going to have rivets on them. So that's the bulk. I'll show more again later on. I've got more done. I love these builds. It's so time intensive. Between this and all the other stuff I'm doing, it's just taking me forever to get anything done. But I'm really happy with this STL kit. If you're interested in picking it up and printing it at the normal, I think it's like a 1/37 scale. I would recommend it. I would do it all in resin at that scale. But again, this stuff scales up. And again, if you were to print this in resin, this would just be spectacular, this turbine. It looks good in plastic. It's just a great kit. I'm not affiliated with the designer. I don't sell this file. Just as a model maker and as a lover of Blue Thunder, I just recommend you check it out. So hope you guys follow along. I'm on X, I'm on Rumble, and also recently I've been posting to YouTube because I've heard that some of you out there are banned. You're not able to view Rumble in your country. So I'm not giving up my Rumble channel, but I am porting it to YouTube for people that their governments don't let them watch Rumble. So there you go. I'll be back again with another video, and I hope to see you guys in the forums.